Wow, you literally just lost subscribers. No, I'm just playing.
All right, guys, we're back. I want to make sure you guys can hear the entire group. Let's put them on here. All right, Calvin, how you doing, bro?
What's up? I'm here. Can you hear me?
All right, let's wait for the chats to catch up. If anybody's still left.
We got 10 people viewing now. I don't know what they're watching, but you know.
All right. Can you all hear everybody that's on the panel?
Father, can you hear me?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Frozen stole that, by the way. Do you want to build a snowman?
Yep, we can hear them now. It is fixed.
It's fixed.
Praise the Lord.
All better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
All right, so I'm going to reintroduce everybody real fast. We'll get this going here. First up, we have Calvin, the statue fanatic. What's up, Calvin?
What's going on, man? I hope we get through this time.
Yeah, man. You know, hey, it's going to happen at some point. We're going to get one episode where we don't have any issues. All right, with us to break this down as well, we have Seth. What's up, Bat Seth? How you doing, bro?
3 words for you, dude. Best show ever.
All right, and then we have Captain Puerto Rico himself. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Thanks for the invite. Let's do this again.
Is that the Puerto Rican holler?
It was a Puerto Rican holler.
The Puerto Rican holler, huh? Do the Jews have a holler, Seth?
I gotta go get my shield. I gotta.
No, the Jews just throw money at everything like everybody else. I'm okay to say that because I'm Jewish, so that's what I do. I throw money at everything.
So that's why it's okay, right?
That's why it's okay, right?
Oh, my goodness. All right. So on today's show, like I stated earlier, we are going to be talking about Game of Thrones. They're going to be doing some spinoffs, so we're going to talk about the possibilities about what that's going to be, what it's going to be about. We're also going to talk about the DC Cinematic Universe, where they're going with the newer movies that are going to be coming out. So we got Wonder Woman and we got Aquaman, and what we feel about the current movies. And then finally, we're going to be talking about gaming disease. I think it's what gaming disorders. I think is what it's being classified as now. Can't believe that that's what they're talking about, but that is what they're talking about. Let's get this party started going. Let's get geeky. First thing is Game of Thrones. So Seth, bro, I was like, Game of Thrones, man. And I say it like this because I'm going to direct it directly at Seth, is because I know he loves Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is coming up on its final season, and they're going to be doing some spinoffs from what I hear. So what are you looking forward to in as far as spinoffs? You know, what would you like to see?
A good show that will put me to sleep.
So the reason why I directed this at Seth first...
White trash medieval soap opera. That's what it is.
That's exactly why I directed it at Seth first. Is because he does not like Game of Thrones. And I do not understand why you don't like Game of Thrones, bro.
You are probably going to get roasted right now.
Dude, right? Listen, I'll take it. It won't be the first time I take heat for saying some stuff. But I'm just saying, man. I mean, it's like, again, to each his own. You know, I get it. There are some aspects of the show that are really cool. The whole dragon thing is kind of cool, but just sometimes I just feel like it just drags, and it's like, just get to the action and the sex and the dragons. That's all I want to see. Tits and dragons. Tits and dragons. So it's like,
oh my God.
Wow.
All right, Eric, same question, dude. What would you like to see, man? Would you like to see them extending the story, or would you want to see prequels? What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to actually finishing the current seasons because I'm only on to season 4. So.
Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, you guys can go ahead and roast me. I'm a little behind, but I'm keeping it honest with you guys.
Am I the only one that watches Game of Thrones here, bro? Calvin, man, tell me you're into the show, bro. Are you almost current?
Game of Thrones. I got a season or 2 to get caught up on, and that's not because I don't watch it. But your other question about whether or not the prequels, I don't know. But what I do like about the prequels is George R.R. Martin is the one that's writing the prequel, and it looks like HBO has actually given the green light for at least a pilot to air. So I don't know. And the tagline, it says, it's not the character of the show you think it is. So maybe it'll be interesting. I don't know. But yes, I am a Game of Thrones fan, Seth.
George R.R. Martin.
So George R.R. Martin is going to be writing the prequels?
Yeah.
He's not even done writing the books, man. So I mean, I hope he finishes it at least.
I mean, it's a good time to be excited to be a fan. I mean, if you're a fan and you have more content coming your way,
Right.
you should be very happy. I would be happy.
I'm happy about it.
I'd be happy
Definitely
if we
looking forward
stopped talking about it.
Oh,
Ah, come on, man. So obviously Seth is gotten bored early on with the show. Do you think if they continue on with the series instead of going for a prequel and just continue the story, do you think people get bored? Calvin?
If they try to do what's happening with Star Wars and just try to do knockoffs of certain characters just to give them background, I think it'll get old after a while. But if there's really a story to tell, then yeah. But Seth, have you actually seen at least one whole episode?
I've watched like the first like 2 seasons of it.
You watched whole 2 seasons?
Yeah, I couldn't get through it.
I mean, I'll say this: I've seen the White Walkers, so I'm not sure if they've actually described how they originated or where they came from. So if they haven't done that yet, that'd be kind of cool.
Eric, that's actually one of the things that they talk about in the article that talks about the prequels. Is that's what they're going to explore.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, never mind then.
I personally would like to see them talk about the Targaryens and how they came to Westeros. I think that would be pretty interesting. So, what do you think about that? Would you like to see a story about the Targaryens?
I don't know. Josh has an interesting comment in the
Absolutely.
What did Josh say?
He said in the comment in the chat, he says that he's not a huge fan because you already know what's going to happen.
Yeah, I guess in that case we're running along the same lines like we talked last week about the prequels with Star Wars. That if we just are talking about characters that we already know their end game, then how interesting could a prequel really be, right?
Right.
So Lewis is asking me, what show do you watch, Seth, that you rank as the best? Just curious. I watch The Walking Dead. I love The Walking Dead.
I thought you were going to say Rick and Morty.
Well, I love Rick and Morty too, but I mean, like an actual like show that's non-animated. Then yeah, no,
The Walking Dead. So I know we're not talking about The Walking Dead here, but hasn't that run its course?
Oh yes. Just kill it.
Yeah, this past season was kind of tough to watch. I mean, and not to change gears, but yeah, there's a lot of talk now. Like Lewis brought up, how do I feel that Andrew Lincoln's leaving the show? He's getting ready to leave the show, so at some point he might get killed off this season, and it kind of sucks because he's like, if not the main character.
Yeah, I kind of think it's time. Sometimes you got to know when to say when.
Oh, I agree wholeheartedly. What's that term that they use? You jump the shark?
Yeah.
All right. So I guess we got a mixed bag here with the feelings for Game of Thrones. I personally am looking forward to it.
Himself.
Seth is by himself. But Seth has a big personality, so he counts for like 2 or 3 people.
I'll give you that.
Large.
I will give you that.
And in charge.
All right, so let's move
What's
on.
What's up, Jim?
So, let's talk about DC Cinematic Universe. I think we all can bite into that one at least. What do you think about the movie so far and what they've done?
I mean, as far as the movies go, they've been, some of them have been okay for the most part, but I feel like they're lacking that just that feel that you get from watching a Marvel movie. It's like it's hard to compare the two, but I just feel like in every movie they're just missing that one thing to just take it over the top.
Okay.
Here's my issue.
Go ahead.
My issue with it is it's always been, I feel like they're just trying to match up or keep up with Marvel when they should have just been doing their own thing. Like they rushed to get to the Justice League. Like, you had Man of Steel, you had Batman vs Superman, Wonder Woman. I just felt like they should have had an Aquaman movie. I wish they would have explored the characters a little bit more before they jumped to that, big team up movie. I mean, you can see it didn't perform that well. Like they figured, you have all these beloved characters in one movie, and it didn't perform well in the theaters. And that just goes to show that they didn't develop these characters long enough, in my opinion. And it's kind of sad because, it's Batman, it's Superman. These are such iconic characters. So I just wish they would give him a little bit more love.
I just want to say one thing, then, that it's awesome that we're talking about the DC Cinematic Universe right now, and right behind you is the DC on your TV.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's pretty awesome.
and leading at the top of the head right there is Wonder Woman, and that has been what?
I will say this. I love this woman, okay? I saw this movie 3 or 4 times in the theater, and I'm looking forward to WW84 because that's the year I was born, and it's going to be a badass movie. I already call it. But, yeah, she's my favorite. She basically is holding the DC universe like this right now.
All right, so that's leading into my next question. What is your favorite DC Cinematic Universe movie? Wonder Woman.
I have to go with Wonder Woman on that one.
What about you, Seth? What about you, Calvin? What is your favorite?
Wonder Woman.
Honestly, I agree with Josh. You know, he's saying as the only person that really enjoyed Batman versus Superman. I like Batman versus Superman, the director's cut, not the actual theatrical cut. If anyone who saw the director's cut, the director cut was a little bit better because I felt like there were a couple of scenes that actually filled some holes. So you know, that was pretty interesting. And then the part that kind of lost it for me was the whole part where they were like, "Oh, Martha, you know, my mom's name's Martha too. Did we just become best friends?" Yep. All of a sudden they're beating the shit out of each other, and now all of a sudden they're best friends. I don't know. That kind of killed it for me.
Calvin, what's your favorite?
But Wonder Woman, absolutely. Yeah, and I'm like Eric. I'm excited about 84 as well. But I see some spoiler alerts or whatever that Steve Trevor is not actually dead.
Yeah, I saw that too, which I think that's kind of weird. So obviously the actor Chris Pine is returning, or at least that's what they're saying for the next Wonder Woman 84. And I'm curious what you guys think is how they're going to do that. How are they going to bring this guy back?
Is that what they're calling the second movie, Wonder Woman 84?
WW84.
Yeah, so far it's what they've called it.
Really? Wow.
I'm not really feeling that name either.
I don't know. I was only 1 year old in 84, so I can't really give you much input on that.
Oh. Yeah, I think the naming choice is not the greatest. But I mean, back to the question at hand. How do you think they're going to bring Steve Trevor
I don't think it was a good idea to bring him back. I think he played a role in her familiarizing herself with what Earth was, or what, you know, men were. And just, I felt like it made more of an impact when he died, and just, you could see that it resonated with her that, you know, this is a good man. There are other good men out there. So she took that with her. You know what I mean? And it kind of molded her into what she became now. But to bring him back, it just kind of backtracks on that whole notion of him sacrificing himself.
Eric, you're such a hopeless romantic. That was so poetic.
Eric looks like I nailed the dot in my life.
That's awesome. I don't know, man. I personally think that they're gonna bring him back more like in a like a flashback, maybe. I think that's my guess anyway. What do you think, Calvin?
Like a dream sequence.
Yeah, I think that I don't think he's back. I think if he died, man, no, it'll be like a dream sequence or something.
Okay, all right. So I guess we're pretty much in agreement there. Then we also have Aquaman that's coming out. So I haven't seen much about this movie other than the fact that we know that Jason Momoa is playing the character, obviously, because he played it in Justice League. How do you guys feel about that choice of character for Aquaman? Do you like him in Justice League? I'll get this one on Seth.
No, I thought he was good in Justice League. I just don't feel that like Aquaman's a standalone movie. You know, I disagree
with that too.
Agree to disagree. I look at Aquaman. I look at Aquaman as like as more. I look at Aquaman and Cyborg, and those two is kind of like the Hawkeye and Black Widow of the of the Justice League. Like, they're good with a group of people, but I just don't think they're worthy enough of a standalone movie.
I thought the same thing when you say Aquaman, but just the person that they chose for the role and how he portrayed himself, it was just such a badass. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be that guy's friend. That guy's fucking. Oh, sorry, I don't want to curse on there.
Eric, are
that
you
guy's
doing
cool.
that on purpose with the TV, dude? Are you like selecting?
You know what I mean?
Dude's got Aquaman in the back.
Presentation, man.
Hey,
Presentation.
This is great.
He hooked up with our producer before the show. So
I'm
just
saying,
keep
I'm gonna
it
have
rolling.
Eric on the show more
He
often,
hooked up with
bro.
the producer.
Get this guy a green screen or something.
So I think it could be a really good movie, and plus you got Nicole Kidman in there. She's badass.
Oh,
and everything,
Jesus
so.
Christ.
Who's Nicole Kidman playing?
Oh, why did you say
She
Jesus
is
Christ,
playing
man?
at Atlanta,
Atlanta.
which is his mother.
Right? Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, I thought she was okay. For a minute there, like I thought you were going to say something like she was his love interest or something.
No.
Something like that. No, yeah, the mother I'm okay with. I retract my previous. Oh, are you kidding me? So we're good.
She's gonna be the sex symbol of the movie.
The cougar.
And what they said they're going to have what Black Manta be the villain in this.
I think so. I'm not sure. I don't want to say. I try to avoid spoilers. Like I've been avoiding trailers lately. That's my new trend because I feel like they give so much away.
They do. John is saying that Jason Momoa would be a great Lobo. What do you guys think?
That's
true. I agree, but unfortunately, it's too late.
Yeah.
That's like taking Chris Evans as the Human Torch and then molding him into Captain America.
But that's okay. He gets a pass.
Okay. He gets a pass on that. But that's kind of like along the
Bring
same
that up.
lines.
Fantastic Four never happened.
John's like, Seth, you would still do Nicole Kidman. Hey, man, I would do anything. A mouth's a mouth. I'm just saying.
This guy.
Oh, my
I can't
God.
believe that actually happened.
All right.
Oh, my God.
Oh, man. The things that come out of Seth's mouth, bro. Can't control this man. So we also have announced today a live-action Nightwing that's going to be coming out as well. And they got the actor that is playing or that played Shatterstar on the Deadpool 2 movie. His name is Louis Tan. He was also in the Iron Fist show. So he's obviously got a little bit of martial arts skills and everything. Do you think Nightwing's a story that we really are interested in seeing, though?
I hadn't thought much about it until we started talking about this.
Yeah.
I think Nightwing's deserving of it.
Yeah. I mean, Nightwing without the story of Robin first, maybe?
Is it going to be a TV show or is it going to be a movie?
A movie.
Yeah, I think a movie.
I mean, as long as we get a Batman movie first, like a real Batman movie, then I'm okay doing a Nightwing. Because if Nightwing gets
a real Batman movie, man, we've had a lot of really good Batman movies.
Well, I mean, if you're going to keep Batfleck as a main Batman, he needs his own movie. Personally, I mean, okay. I like in Batman versus Superman. I like that whole sequence where he was in that building and he was kind of in that one corner like this, and just kind of watching, and it was kind of frightening. You know what I mean? Like I'm actually scared of Batman versus Batman from the Heath Ledger movies. Like that's not scary. But I want to see like a scary Batman, and he showed a little bit of that in Batman versus Superman. But I would like a movie showing that a little bit more. I didn't get that in Justice League. It was more of like, hey guys, I'm coming with you. I really don't have any powers, but I'm just gonna hang around. You know what I mean? Like he didn't have any presence.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
So how is that actually going to work? Because in Batman versus Superman, they showed the Robin suit in the glass case that said ha 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 written all over it.
Well, that's a different Robin.
What do you mean? I thought Dick Grayson was Nightwing.
Dick Grayson is Nightwing.
So what? You think the Robin that they showed in Batman versus Superman was Jason Todd?
Yeah, that would be Jason Todd.
Oh, okay. Then I have my comics mixed up once again.
All right. All right, so moving on, last topic. We're talking gaming addiction. Do you have one? I think the World Health Organization seems to think that we might. So they've just announced that they're going to be putting in a gaming disorder, which will appear in the new draft of the Organization International Classifications of Disease. This is actually a thing. I didn't even realize that. Is this crazy or is this for real, Calvin? What do you think?
I think it's for real. I think it's for real. I think that that it is quite possible for people, especially young people, to we're in a world right now where we don't talk to each other anymore. We don't communicate. We don't do any of that. And people escaping into this world and removing themselves from the social realm and replacing all the things that we normally do as social beings with screens and with games. So I think it's quite possible. People lose money, go into debt, all kinds of things behind stuff like this. So it's possible, I think.
Okay. So it could be true then. Especially now with the way gaming has evolved, right? So PlayStation, Xbox. We also have what do you call it? What's that streaming service now that we have with gaming?
Oh, what's Steam?
Steam, right? So all of these guys are trying to send us into a direction where you can game anywhere. You know, you could game at your PC, you could game on a console, your phone, your portable systems. So they're making sure that you can game when you're on the toilet, when you're in an airplane, when you're on a date. Some people do that too. So, you know, if that's the case, then how much time do you guys spend gaming? If this is a real thing, then Eric, how much time do you spend gaming, buddy?
Like 2 hours, maybe
You're not
3.
a big gamer.
I am a big gamer. I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft back in the day, and that took a lot of my time. I just kind of segued away from that, and I just play the occasional online shooter.
When you were into
Overwatch.
it,
Yeah, what was that?
I was going to say, when you were into it, how many hours do you think you spent the most that you've ever played?
I think the most I played straight was like 7 hours.
Oh,
God
okay.
damn.
Nice.
Yeah. But that's World of Warcraft. That's different. I mean, like when you're raiding and you have 40 people in one chat room and you're all coordinating, and it's different from like a console game where you're like, oh, 3 hours, okay, 2 hours, okay. Because it's like, all right, we didn't beat the boss, we got to keep going, we got to keep going, we got to keep going. So.
See, I can relate to Eric there because I used to play a lot of MMOs. So I played World of Warcraft, I played Star Wars Galaxies, and I would game. You know, there was time to set up the a raid like what he's talking about, where you get the whole group together. So you're spending time waiting for everybody, and then you're actually doing the raid, and you know things happen that fail, and then you keep trying. So without any difficulty, you could spend 6-7 hours on one match easily.
I mean, what I also wanted to add was, I mean, you do have situations where people take it a little bit too far. I remember a couple of years back, somebody died in Shanghai because I think he played like 19 hours straight in one of those cafes, internet cafes, and he just died. So you have people that don't have self-control, obviously.
Was he trying to capture the cloak of invisibility?
Maybe it was a Chinese farmer or an Asian, because there was a lot of those during World of Warcraft. You have a lot of these people that were just playing and farming money to sell it on websites for us to consume. American consumers would, go in, U.S. money, transition it over, and you get gold in exchange. So there was a big market back in the day, but Blizzard kind of put a stop to that a couple of years back.
Assuming that, let's say it is true. Let's say there is an addiction to that. Like John was saying in the chats, how in the heck do you treat that? Because from what I understand with addictions like alcohol and all that stuff, you stop all that stuff and you go to whatever you do to stop it. But how do you live in this digital world? This stuff is always around you. It's always going to be there. And in some cases, I would imagine that gaming and some things like that could be even therapeutic depending on what's going on. So I don't know, man. It's definitely something I guess they should look at, and I'm assuming there's research that shows this.
The American, what is it called? The American Psychiatric Association actually stated that there's not enough evidence to actually consider it a unique mental disorder, so they disagree with the findings.
Did you? Oh, wow.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think that there's definitely people that take it too far. I mean,
yeah, of course.
I mean, I know that I would. I mean, this, like I was explaining this to Calvin earlier. I spent 3 years playing Star Wars Galaxies, and I would play it every single day. But my decision to play it was mostly because I was trying to keep myself from going out and spending money with everybody. I was trying to get myself out of financial debt at that point. So I had this plan, and the minute I got myself clear, I stopped playing the games, cold turkey. But I guess some people could definitely take it too far, right?
Yeah, it's just like anything, alcohol, drugs.
Yeah,
it's just choose your poison.
Yo, man, you
That's
got that
them
game?
all
You got
equal,
that
but
game, yo?
everybody has a
You got
sense
that
of
game?
addiction.
Got that game? Got that crack game?
Well, we all do things, right? So we all have our hidden pleasures that we do with these games and everything. I mean, that's the worst, probably bad way to put that, but things that we're not happy to say that we did. So have you guys ever skipped doing any kind of responsibilities to play video games?
Yeah.
Yes.
I just put time off request at work.
Okay,
got
so we can all
Spider-Man.
say that we did. All of us
Right.
skip out of work to go play a video game.
Oh god.
I was
For major releases, like if a World of Warcraft expansion came out, but like time off, requesting the day off.
I was big into Call of Duty for like the longest time, man. So like when they were doing those midnight releases, forget about it, man. There were times where I was up for like 13 hours straight, just chomping away, just so I can make sure I was, ranked up enough to keep up with people.
All right. And then lastly, I mean, are we now going to expect warning labels on video games? I mean, I know we already have some, but now they're going to say that playing this game can cause gaming disorder. What do you guys think?
I think they already do that. Something like right.
Well, I mean, I don't
it's
think
like
they say gaming disorder
M17
per
or
se,
like T
right?
for teen or
No, they do the seizure thing. That's the only thing that they put on there. Like, this might cause a seizure. Careful, but they don't really say that you're going to be addicted if you play.
And then if they did have a label like that, would that make you want to play the game more?
I'd never pay attention to those labels.
No. I think if I saw a game that told me that I could possibly become addicted to this game, I may want to try it.
George is like, I'm all about breaking the law.
Right?
It should be like
Challenge
a bullet
accepted.
point on the back of the box. It's like, you're going to get addicted. You're going to like it. Be like, I want this.
Challenge accepted.
All right, man. So that's about it, man. What's going on in the chats, man?
Blowing it up in there.
I mean, after all of the mess ups we had at the beginning.
Growing pains.
Oh my god.
Glenn says it's only a disease if you're dating Seth. So clearly, there's a lot of hate out there for me, but that's not nothing new.
Seth, we love you, man. Come on.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna force you to sit down and watch the rest of Game of Thrones with me.
Hell no.
You're gonna do that, Seth.
I ain't doing crap.
Yes, man. You're coming with me.
Lewis said this is a ridiculous subject. This is why the new generation is so soft or is soft. I believe there's a whole lot of reasons for that. Video games might be one, but
I don't know, man. When I was growing up, if I sat in front of the Nintendo too long, my dad would come into the room, turn that shit off, unplug it, and tell me that you're not playing this for a week or two. I mean, and then if I messed up in my grades, it got a lot worse. I mean, my dad did some crazy shit on my system. Fucking destroyed it one time. Came home and I got an F on a report card, and he smashed my Nintendo.
For any of us that have kids that have devices, I mean, I look a lot at my my older son, and I mean, he's addicted to that iPod, man. I mean, like, he's in front of it every chance he can get to play games, and I see it as both. I see it as a problem, but I also see it as kind of like a way for to help the parents so they can get time to do some of the stuff that the parents need to do. But if you can keep it at like a kind of like almost like a good balance, then I don't think it hits that point to where it's like a disease and it becomes addicting.
Yeah. Real quick,
Hey guys, I'm gonna have to go because I'm gonna go into my VR world here. See you later.
Hey, Seth. Melissa Reed says that if you want dinner, you'll watch Game of Thrones.
Oh, I know what she means. I know what she means by that. Yes, I do. I still want to continue to be an honorary Reed. So yes, if I want to come over and have dinner at the Reed household, then yes, I will need to finish watching Game of Thrones.
That's what I'm talking about.
Melissa knows how to put the foot down and get it done. So.
Oh my God, Eric.
That was funny, man.
Yeah, that was good.
How do you like that VR stuff, man? Do you like that VR gaming or?
It's actually a Google VR headset, DreamView. So all you do is just pop the phone in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's still pretty cool.
That's still cool.
Got it at Best Buy.
And that, my friends, is your shameless plug of the day.
Oh my God.
All right, guys, so that's That Geek Show. I hope you had a good time. Sorry for the technical difficulties at the beginning. We are definitely going to get this down, hopefully, by next episode. You can catch more of our shows at mcecentral.com. You can catch The Statue Fanatic. You can catch What's Poppin', Marvelous Statues, and more of That Geek Show. We're going to be coming back at you with another episode just like this one next week on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until next time, keep it marvelous.
Peace.
Peace.